Hello guys, TavHD here and welcome back to another video, and today we're doing an unboxing and setup of another brand new Apple product I bought from the Apple Store. Now this product itself isn't brand new, but to me this is a new thing. I've never had one of these before, so today we're going to unbox it and set it up. Now this is the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID. Now this isn't any Magic Keyboard, it's one with the black keys and it's got the number pad, so that means this thing costs £200. Now whether that is crazy expensive or not, I guess we'll find out. I've never spent that much on a keyboard before, so let's see if it's worth it. Probably not, but also kind of maybe. But anyway, that is something we will get to. So at the minute I am using this thing. This is the old Apple wireless keyboard, no number pad or anything. I've had this for a long time. I got it used with a 2012 Mac Mini that I bought a long time ago. In fact, it might have been the 2014 Mac Mini I bought, which was even more of a long time ago. So yeah, I've had this for a long time. I've used it on multiple machines, and I think it's time for an upgrade. So that is what we are doing today. We are finally upgrading that thing to this. So let's stop talking and actually get to it. So of course that's what it looks like on the front. It looks very smart indeed. On the back, it's very simplistic actually. Magic Keyboard with Touch ID and numeric keypad. So that is what this is. Over here, Touch ID, and they're £199. So definitely a lot of money, but let's try not to dwell on that and let's open this thing. So that is the sticky tab, and what we need to do is open it somehow. I don't actually know. Ah, it's one of those, it slides. That is cool. And there we are. There is the keyboard in its box, and it's nice to see this is in some sort of paper protective coating. It's not plastic, which is nice to see. Lift that up, there we go, and you can see how thin that is. That is actually really impressive. It's really light as well. Let's put that to the side for a moment. And what else do we get in here? We get a braided USB-C cable, which is very nice to see. I do like these braided cables. And we get the information leaflet here that I'm going to leave just in there because I don't think we're going to need it, and I probably won't use this USB cable, so it can just live in this box probably forever or until I actually need to use it. So let's take a look at the keyboard again inside of this paper. I don't want to break the paper, so I'm going to see if I can just slide it out, although I'm not sure that's going to be possible. No, I don't think that's going to be possible, so we might as well just do this the correct way and open it up how they intended. I'm probably doing this all completely wrong. And there we are. There is the keyboard. So what is absolutely crazy to me is this is bigger, has more technology in it than this, but this is heavier, which is crazy because this is bigger, it's got Touch ID, it's got a rechargeable battery in it, and somehow it is lighter. But first impressions, I've not actually seen one of these in black in person before, but that actually looks really nice. Not sure how well it's going to show up on camera, but just look at that. It's a really good looking keyboard, and I'm not just saying that because it's something Apple's made. I genuinely think that looks really good, and compare it to this old thing. Look at the difference. Now this is technically thicker because it's got a rechargeable battery in it, but then this one's got a really thick bit at the back because that's where you put the batteries in it, so kind of equivalent I guess. But yeah, this thing looks really smart. So let's set it up with my computer. And another thing I've noticed, it's got the full-size arrow keys, which is nice compared to the old Apple way of having the half-size ones. So yeah, that is definitely nice. And of course there is the Touch ID sensor. So let's get this thing set up. So as is the Apple way, this should be a very straightforward setup. Let's just flick it on, and it should just come up in Bluetooth devices to connect to. So these are what I've already got connected, and there it is, nearby device, Magic Keyboard. So let's connect to that, and just like that, it is connecting and preparing for Touch ID setup. And it's telling me to double press the power button on my Mac. Quickly press the power button twice to securely connect your keyboard. that seems a bit odd, but if that's what they want me to do, I'll do that. There we are, that works. So let's type in my password, and I've just done it on the new keyboard without even thinking, and that works. So now let's set up my fingerprint. It's been a while since I've set up Touch ID. It would have been on my iPhone 8 the last time that I did this, so this is a bit of a throwback, but this is definitely cool to have this built into a keyboard. Now I know this isn't a particularly new thing, but it's new to me, so it's cool. And there we go, that is now set up. And these are all the things we can do with Touch ID. Use it to unlock your Mac, use it for Apple Pay, you can use it for purchases in the iTunes Store, App Store and Apple Books. That's turned off by default. You can also use it for auto-filling passwords and for fast user switching. So that is all very, very cool stuff. Okay, so I know you can't see the screen, but look at this. I've just locked the computer. I don't want to type in my password. There we go. It's unlocked. That is just cool. I don't think that will ever get old. So I think that is now going to be it for this video. This is probably quite a quick one, but it's just a very, very straightforward keyboard to set up. So now this is my new keyboard. This is my new mouse. You've seen me unbox recently, the MX Master 3S. Hopefully this will be a really good combination. Now I have just tried typing on this, and compared to keyboards I've used before, the key travel is quite shallow, but that's just the way that Apple does it. It's nowhere near as shallow as on the butterfly keyboards. I was never a fan of those, but compared to my old keyboard, there's definitely less travel on this, but I actually quite like it. It's definitely quicker to type on in my opinion. And I've got my 2015 MacBook Pro off to the side here, and that has more travel as well, I would say. Probably not by much. I'd say they're probably quite similar. The keys on my MacBook Pro wobble quite a bit. That's just how they are, but these are a lot more firm, and of course this is a new keyboard. Maybe it'll go a bit looser and wobbly with age, but so far it seems really good. I'm actually very happy with it. As I said earlier, I've never actually typed on one before, so it is a good job that I do like it. I think it'll match my setup really quite well, so I'm very impressed with my new peripherals. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it was interesting in some way, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you again, and goodbye.